Hey, it's your girl, Darlaina Rose. Hope that all is well in your world. Welcome to Planting Seeds with Darlaina Rose. 100 women, 100 days, 100 interviews. I am so excited to be with you again with another amazing woman. Let me make us public on Facebook. Hold on. And once we get public over there, then I can go get my guests. Hold on, public. There we go. And let me go on to IG. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Planting Seeds with Darlaina Rose. 100 women, 100 days, 100 interviews. Hey, Jessica, I missed you. Where you been, girl? Hey, Nikki's here. My guest is here. I'm so excited about the lady that is coming on today. I'm so grateful for her. She done showed up in my life and showing out in every which way possible. Okay. Oh, you had to do us like that. That's how you feel.
Oh my.
That's how you feel. Oh, that's how you feel. Okay. Let me get a good look. Can I get a profile? Can you turn like this?
Oh, okay.
And then let me see that way. Oh, baby, you listen. How that song say? I'm coming in hot. You came in hot. What? Hold on. Let me get some volume. Right now.
Oh my goodness.
How beautiful are you right now?
Oh my goodness. Thank you, sweetheart. I didn't pay her, y'all. I swear I did not pay her.
No, she ain't paid me.
I think you're beautiful.
Listen, the truth is the light, honey. So we just telling the truth. Let me just pull this bio up because this lady, y'all, first of all, I didn't know her a week ago, right?
Yes, but God is good.
A week ago. And in 7 days, the same amount of time it took to create the earth.
Oh my goodness.
This lady has shown up life and truly has shown out. And she knows some people I know. And not just some people, she knows some family I know. So that automatically makes her family because she's in that part of the family. So Nikki, oh my goodness, Nikki. And that is Nikki, just like Nikki. Just like
Nikki. That's not her original name, but she, they was Black Panthers.
Yeah, so Nikki, not Nicole, not nothing else, Nikki. So let's get this right. So Nikki is a wife, a mother of 6.
Yes, 5 adults.
Five adults. Hey, Marissa. Marissa got my marker for my magazine. So I got to holler at Marissa before this week is out. I love it. So mother of 6, born and lives in Philadelphia, but is in the ATL in the moment, showing out, right?
Yes. And, we outside in the ATL in Georgia streets.
Yes, I'm loving the chandelier behind you is beautiful. CEO and founder of Humble Heart Consulting.
Yes.
So
my sister's out there who's part of my company. Hey, Ebony.
AKA Auntie.
Yes.
She is beautiful, right? Oh my goodness. Listen. And we had a cancellation today. And so I reached out to Nikki this afternoon before I caught my flight back to Philly and said, Nikki, can you fill in? And she absolutely filled in. But look how she showed up. Like she ain't.
I just like color. I just like a little.
Listen,
don't let the dark skin for you.
Listen, let me tell you something. Just showed up and just like we out here. So let me finish with this beautiful bio because it was
Oh
just
my God,
it was
girl,
just
you ain't
too
got
good.
to read that
It's just
bio.
too good. I'm just looking at it all as ordained licensed pastor and missionary. Oh my goodness, just the quarterback award from the Eagles. Jaden's Voice, I'm very familiar with that organization. We did some work with them years ago. I mean, it just on and on and on. What I know about, don't forget the Grand Queens. Oh, she got Grand Queens too?
Yes, I do.
Oh, let's get that. Two grand.
2-year-old, yes.
Oh, listen, the 4-year-olds and 2-year-olds be running things for real, for real.
Yeah, that's why they're my Grand Queens and not my Grand Queens.
Grand Queens. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And what I also know about you is you are Nicetown, living in Nicetown, part of Philadelphia. That is where
the town. Don't ever get it twisted.
Don't ever get it twisted. I raised my kids in Nicetown. I'm very familiar. I'm in Nicetown right now. So this is truly another connection that we have. So I am so grateful for you being here with us tonight. This whole thing started because I just really wanted to share my dope network of women with my dope network of women. And we came up, we were going to do 30 days for Women's Month. And then I was like, but I know more than 30 women. And so then it was like, okay, 60. And then it was like, okay, you might need to do 90 days. And so 90 days just was uneven. So we made it 100. And thank you for now being a part of this 100 women movement, because that is what it's become. You will get to see.
I'm thankful. I'm just thankful that you thought of me. We need these spaces to continuously lift us up. The world has beat us down so much. We need a space to be great.
Yes.
To tell our stories and keep pushing through.
Yes, absolutely. And so, I have these general sense of questions that I typically ask, but I just feel like I just want to know who you are.
I want you to see my dear friend, Terry from Jaden's Voice.
Hi, Terry from Jaden's Voice.
I'm super dusty right now, but I'm listening.
Oh, I love it. So just make sure that she knows that we're gonna have her on too.
So don't forget that.
Okay. Yeah, she is instantly recruited by walking into the camera. I love it. I love it. I love it. And she's in Atlanta.
I love her dearly. Yes, my sister.
And she's in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm going to walk with you so I can get out the sunlight. We can still talk.
You said she's in Atlanta also?
Yes.
Well, that's my new town. So tell her for sure. For sure. Somebody show us the ropes around here.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in the spirit of Women's Month, I think that you are doing some amazing work. And instead of me asking a bunch of questions, what I feel like is that I need to just ask who you are and let you just elaborate on your work and what you're doing, because I know in the short moments that I've known you and the chances that we've gotten to speak that I was in awe of you then. So I just really want to give you this space to tell us who Nikki is and what Nikki is doing.
Wow. I don't like to talk about Terry's letter. She's like, she's the queen. I love her.
Yes.
I'm just somebody who I believe that God has put me on this earth to be a service, to build others up, to be a resource where there's a gap. To strengthen my community, bring people together, use my knowledge to help others to embrace and be the best selves that they can be, to encourage leaders. I think it's very important that, not that I don't encourage everybody, but I find, dealing with a lot of people, that I find that a lot of times people who are leading, who are really pressing forth, that there is an assumption that they got everything together. And that is such far from the truth. So
Absolutely.
my part of what I do and part of what I believe that God has put me on this earth today is build people up. Not only build individuals up, leaders specifically, but also communities. Come in and do the work. A lot of times people want to be the chiefs and want to be the ones who are leading everything. But there are people that need to do the work.
Yeah.
You know, leaders have to do the work, right? A lot of them have done the work, but they don't have spaces and places where they can really, come together and sit down and have other people kind of lift them up and build them up in times, right?
Yeah.
I also do a lot of work as it relates to community activism, right?
Yes.
So I was one of 7 or 8 beautiful women who put together the Women's March. Philadelphia, as most may or may not know, we had one of the largest consistent marches during the time that our former president held office. So we marched. I learned so much about that process.
Yeah.
I loved, community advocacy. Part of what I do also is volunteer at Nicetown. Nicetown is a place where I was born and raised.
Yes.
And I believe in order for me to have, there should be an accountability for those communities that have been a part of your growth that you were raised in. So I've adopted a school, Edward T. Still, where I went to as well.
Yes.
This will be my 19th year of having a holiday celebration. We just take over the school. Every child gets a toy. Every child gets a book and some other gifts. And we also bring Black men and women in to come in and really talk to them about their lives. So many times kids read books or they look online or they look on television and see all these great people who look like them, but nobody's around there talking to them.
Yeah.
So we also bring and individuals in from all walks of life, whether it's a celebrity or a CEO, electrician, whatever it is. These people have been in these same communities, and we want to come in. And then we have, after the holiday party, we usually have a mentoring day throughout the year. Nice. So that's something I do. I'm not used to talking.
It's okay. It's okay. When you were talking about the leadership piece, bringing up leaders, as it relates to women, what do you think the biggest quality that is required in order to be a woman in leadership?
Be you. Like people set up these parameters and what the resume should look like. I think the problem for so long, there has been so many barriers, especially as it relates to African American women. We are one of the most, if not the most, disenfranchised population, right? There's so many things that we don't get an opportunity to do. And I tell people, be themselves. We're at a time in the world where there is nobody holding us back any longer. There are nobody putting, the only obstacles I believe we have is ourselves. Yeah. Not saying that, it's difficult to find yourself in these spaces, but people like me, I always tell people, I have no problem telling my story. I worked for an insurance company, a managed care organization, the largest in the world for the last 12 years. I left to start my own business this year because I felt like it's time for me to work for myself. But I came into a welfare to work program. Yeah. I came in a program where literally I was a consumer. I sat on the board of directors. There was something about them. They were like, girl, you got a lot to say and you advocate for your community all the time. We want you to sit on the board. So I sat on this board as well as their pharmaceutical board. And once I was in this welfare, they asked me to run the welfare to work program because I myself was on Medicaid. My kids received medical insurance. And they were like, well, Nikki, can you do this? I said, absolutely. And after a year and a half, I went to them. I said, listen, I done been in this program for a year and a half. I know there is value to me. I know that I have bring value to you. So either you're going to hire me or going to leave. They made a position for me.
There you go.
So I came in 12 years ago as a outreach chip rep, and I left there as one of the directors and marketing people for the state of Pennsylvania. So I don't have a degree, and I listen. My house, my kids going to go to college. I'm not saying I don't believe in that, but what I knew is I had a skill set, I had an opportunity, and I had a platform to be me, to learn, to be able to talk to others, to network, to get in all of this information. And when I was there, I didn't only stay in the marketing department. I went to every department that I knew to be, and I learned so much about it. Yeah. And from my persistence and believing in myself and standing in a room and standing on my own skill set. Yes. By the grace of God, I kept climbing the corporate ladder. Yes. I kept finding myself in spaces and places. They're like, oh no, we want to hire you for this. We want to give you a raise for this. We want to promote you for that. So I say to people, the biggest barriers that we sometimes have is within ourselves. We have to understand that the beauty, the skill set, and that we qualify. So I'm not saying that you're just going to bust a door open and I'm going to be here. What I'm saying is get to know what your skill sets. If you need to take a class, take a class.
Yes.
If you know your qualities and you work towards these goals, you make small, short-term and long-term goals. You let people know your value. You don't shut down because there are other people that you feel that they may be inferior to you. There is nobody inferior to you.
Yeah.
The world belongs to you. And when you have that mindset and you work hard to do it, anything, you have the capability of doing anything, whether that's going back to school, starting your own business, finding yourself in places and spaces where you can succeed.
Yeah.
Look at companies that you know that are able to grow within the companies, that'll pay your education, that'll give you good benefits.
Yes.
And find yourself and learn and get a mentor. Get a mentor.
Yes.
Network.
Yes.
Show up to place other than a club.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Yes, it's good to network and stuff like that, but go to a community meeting where they're networking about business if you're interested.
Absolutely. Nikki, that's so good. Oh my goodness. You are a success story of the Welfare to Work program. They had a program over at Berean, and I was able to go there and work within that program, the Welfare to Work program. And it was so funny because when I first came, the women did not receive me well. And I couldn't, and it was only because I was dressed up. I had a suit, I had heels on, all of that. And they looking at me like, who is this woman coming in here talking to us? And I remember asking them, what does a welfare recipient look like? Because I too was on, I received cash and food stamps for a short time in my life. And during that time, you know, it takes such a manager of money to be able to live within those parameters. And so, you know, once I told them who I was and where I came from, then we open it up. And it's the same thing. You get some opportunities for training and all of that, and you just have to take it and apply it. And if you do become the success story. Sometimes it's, you know, certain ones, they just don't feel it for whatever reason that they don't, and they don't take advantage of it. But some of these training programs will really get you to the next level. Yes. Hey, Tandra, be more in life. I see you. Hey, Jeff, you know, welcome. And so I'm so to hear that story because I definitely know, listen, I remember I became a food trapper when I was, I was the original food trapper. Listen, 201.50 twice a month and $565 in food stamps. You do the math.
Listen.
You want to give me?
And you know what? People sometimes don't want to share their stories. Like I said, to me, the Bible tells us that we're overtaken by our testimony. My life is my testimony. Everybody have not been born, you know, with a silver spoon. Everybody has not had the opportunity to go to college, or if they have went to college, they haven't had the opportunity to have themselves be in a place that they would like to be in the place. Yes. So I tell people, as long as you understand the strength that lies within you, and as long as you keep your goals before you, and as long as you believe in yourself and you know that you have value, and you understand some things, you are the only one that's going to hold you up. Yes, there are obstacles that we have, all these barriers. I was the only, to be honest, when I first started working there, when I looked at the team, I'm telling you, you could put a handful of how many African Americans and women of color that were there. Yeah. Right. But I had sure that I left an image, right? Yeah. Because I want people to know that these are the opportunities. Number one, when I used to manage the Welfare to Work program, there were a lot of powwows. We sat and talked about our goals. We sat and talked about, you know, when it comes to certain settings, how we should dress, what we should look like, our attitudes. And I'm not saying that I think everybody should have that call. Yes. I didn't have to do just with welfare recipients. Anybody who comes in a corporation, they're going to give you some stipulations regulations and things that you need to follow in order to, if you know that the CEO is coming, guess what? Y'all better come in here with y'all suits.
Yes.
Don't come in here with no sneakers and jeans.
Absolutely.
And this is the same conversation that they had, that people who work there, that we're going to have the same conversation with you, because already y'all are successful. Already you're going to make it through this program. And that was the mindset that we met about. It wasn't just about what we need to do and test, but it was like, what are your goals going to be? Yes. What are you trying to do in 3 to 5 years?
Yes.
We need you out of this program within a year and a half or more. I don't want to see y'all in this program 10 years down the line.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you have enough skill set that you can take this anywhere.
Yes. You talked about U.S. healthcare. That is where I began as well.
Yes.
I left the program. I actually went to a 6-month school, like medical trainer or something, and they accepted us as students from that school. So I started there right on Jolly Road when it was U.S. Healthcare, and it switched over to Aetna, and I worked there for a few years, and then I came into the city and came to work for Independence Blue Cross. But it is definitely a beginning of a beginning, and I like the idea because I thought it was just special for us. But now I see that the company really reached out to more than just the schools, but also to these types of programs. So, and it really just lets us know that there are more opportunity than what we believe that's out there. And so, we are truly examples of that. We are the evidence of that, success evidence of that. And so I really am loving the idea of that. And so in that same vein, these programs, I think sometimes what happens is we don't even know that these programs even exist. How does a person find out about these types of community or trainings that are available? Do you know?
Yes. I mean, a lot of people don't know that exists. The old Jeff's program existed back in the day. But this is what I also tell people, and you just brought it back to my memory. The reason why I know my dear friend Terry is because, once I was in this position, I made it can you hear me?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay. I made it my job because we did a lot of networking, right? We did a lot of networking. I made it my job to make sure that me as a brand, besides what I did for the company, that people got to know who I was. That people were able to know my name and my skill set. And it's so important that you have to be your biggest fan and your greatest brand, right?
Yes.
I tell young people, don't get on social media and put stuff out there that you don't know. Because let me tell you something. I did a casting call at one time. Do you know they didn't look at a resume? Do you know what they looked at?
Your social.
All of my social media.
Yep.
All of it.
Jobs do too.
About no resume. They started researching my LinkedIn, all of my social media. And then they questioned me like, what was that on there? I said, that's something we shared. In order for you to be a part of this, you have to take that down.
Wow.
And it wasn't even nothing deep. So I tell people to make sure that you are your brand. Everything you do, you live, eat, and breathe is your brand.
Absolutely.
So you have to make sure whatever you put out there, because it ain't going to come back.
Absolutely.
But you want to put stuff out there that you can that is not going to harm you in any way.
Yeah.
Not only that, I was able to just put myself in spaces and places. Now I work for the NFL Alumni Association. I did some work with celebrities, some athletes. I'm starting my own company. And now that I have built such a brand working for somebody else, I just started a company and already I'm getting contracts. So when I say that it is so important that we know our value when we step in the room, we don't have to make no big girl, I'm here. It's just about how you have to come with your confidence.
Absolutely.
You have to come with your note, like, I know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
And it is a confidence. Me, I'm loud. I'm gonna be honest, girl. You met me. I'm loud. That's just who I am.
Me too. That's why we good.
And I got to put on color, child. I'm here. So you won't forget who I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we don't always have to be like that. We can come in casual, but we want to always make an imprint. We always want to understand that our first impression is literally your lasting impression.
Absolutely.
You want to leave somebody with something that either educate on something they didn't know about yourself, or that they can call you. And when you're out there and you're starting a network and someone asks you something to do, make sure you're transparent and you're going to follow up and you're consistent. I don't care if somebody says, send me your phone number, send me your email. Make sure you do that, because that is going to tell them right away what what you're made of.
Yes.
What kind of consistency? Can I trust you with business? Can I trust you with the community? Can I trust you just to network?
Yes.
Can I bring you in on a live?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, I'm somebody said we have to share our stories from the mount. Jessica on Facebook said we have to share our stories from the mountaintops. We do. Jessica, if you want to see our beautiful guest face, you have to jump over to Instagram. And Bridget Yelder, who has not missed the episode, this is episode 52. She said a light needs no introduction. You just sign. You just shine. Well, and I can tell you that's true because how I got to meet the acquaintance of this illustrious Nikki Bagby. I was on Clubhouse. Stitch is a radio personality out of Miami. She has this prayer call that she does, and every once in a while I get to pop on. And I just happened to pop on one morning, and Nikki was on there, and I mean, really, her prayers were heavy. They were good. They were deep. They were just, ooh, honey.
I'm crazy on a good day. The Lord told me to get on that call and do some prayer.
and then Dr. Loretta, who has such, she has a time with technology. And she said she saw my name pop up and she pressed the whatever popped up and she ended up in the room as well. And boy, did we make a love connection. Just everything that, I was concerned about with Dr. Long has been quelled in one. And I know it was not by chance that it all fell the way that it did. And so, and I say all that to say is that this Clubhouse app, I have met amazing people through it.
Yes.
And Nikki is one of them. And so if you are not on it, first of all, if you got an Android, you ain't on it. So you're gonna need to get
up, girl. I seen something. They about to come up on it.
And they working on it. They working on it. But it absolutely is amazing. Some of the people that I've been able to connect with, and I mean the connection is so easy. It's so easy. And so get on there. Network for your life. Yes, Bridget said Clubhouse is amazing. Network for your life, because you will find the people that you're looking for. You will find your tribe. You will find the work, the whatever. You just got to get on there and do some stuff. Bridget says she got an iPhone just so she could be on here. I love it. So Nikki, tell us, what do you have anything coming up that we can be a part of, that we can support you on?
Oh my God, there's so much coming up. Well, we're coming up on the NFL is having their golfing event on May 17th.
Okay.
Of course, we're raising money for the Caring for Kids Foundation. The NFL is not just golfing events, but they've actually fed people during the COVID, give out PPE, book bags. Oh my God, there's so much that they're doing. So that's coming up May 17th.
Okay.
We're creating a space with an organization that I'm a part of, the Black Brotherly Love Leadership Council. We have our mentoring events in June. We had some phenomenal people. We had one of the only Black animators who also create gaming systems from LA.
Nice.
We had Sam Acto, who's a former NFL player, as well as Lee Woodall. We had a gentleman from Brooklyn, Keegan Phillips. We just had so many wonderful Black men on there. And what they were just doing is giving a space for our youth to talk to them.
Wow.
We're going to do that again in June.
Okay.
Of course, I'm wearing these earrings because my daughter and my sister who's on here are selling these beautiful earrings. So I said, okay, I got to be the model today.
Yes, beautiful.
So beautiful earrings that they're going to bring up their website. I said, well, let me wear them today so that everybody know what's coming on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I had to be a model today. You always got to encourage.
Yeah, absolutely. I love them.
Of course, hopefully we'll be doing some work with the phenomenal Dr. Long.
That's a done deal. That's
on there today. Me and you, darling.
Yes.
So I'm just looking forward to being a resource and a help. I believe, and I'm also, because I'm starting my own business, I will be coming up with these wonderful workshops to teach, especially entrepreneurs and our young Black children and some of our other minority children who don't have that space, and young people, really young adults, to how to start their own business, how to contract with the federal government, and really understanding processing around getting certification. You know what minority diversity supply means, and what does it mean to have more diversity and inclusion? How could they be inclusive of that, right? So I'm looking to do a lot more and just continue to build a network so that I can bridge a gap for others and to build not only finances, but build wealth.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
teach it to our generation. So
yes, the holiday party planning. Ebony said the holiday party planning. Ebony mentioned, is that your daughter Ebony or your niece Ebony?
That is my sister. She thinks she acts like she's my mother every now and again, but that is my baby sister. So
your baby sister. Hey, baby sister. So, and your daughter Ebony is a filmmaker.
Yeah, my daughter Ebony Zamani is a filmmaker. You met Ebony.
I did.
She is doing some work. She has her own organization called Pearls Girls Production, an easy film, because she's a photographer.
Yes.
She's working on a lot of projects. I'm just blessed that I can have my babies work with my company. She's going to be doing some work with me, building my website up. My other daughter is in communications. She's going to be part of the team. So I'm trying to build this out in the family. Why don't folks is right here.
Right here in the family.
My sister is a part of that. Her specialty is diversity and supply. So we won't be we're gonna be out here just building a brand so that we can help others come up along with us.
Well, I can't wait until you get back into this Philadelphia market, because I'm gonna make sure that I get some more FaceTime with you before I roll up out of here.
Yes, ma'am.
Because as long as the planes still go out, my affinity will always be for Philadelphia, because that is my home. And so, I mean, Nikki,
they're trying to get me to move down here, girl. I'm trying to tell you. Every time I come down here, Terry was like, "So where's your house?" I'm like, "Don't do that." Like,
Terry, I'm with you, Terry. I'm with you. We want to keep her. We want to keep her. Yes, we want to keep her.
I'll be right here.
Yes.
I'll be next door to her. Yeah.
As you should be. As you should be. We can live everywhere. We can live everywhere in all the places. So it's okay. We can have a house there and a house there and a house there. God owns all of them. So he said we can have as many as we want. So it's all good. She said Tati. What that mean?
Oh, my baby, my other daughter's Tatiana. That's what I said. Her.
Oh, Tati. Okay, all right.
The earring lines, and Tati's my administrative assistant. Like, I'm literally, because I have 3 daughters and of course 3 sons, and Tatiana is also she's my administrative assistant. So when I'm telling you, it's all in the family. It's all in the family.
Awesome. Well, you just make sure that all of the people that you're talking about that has anything, make sure that you shoot me a text message that has their websites and things in it, so that when I put this video up on IGTV, that I can put the links there, so people will be able to just pop onto the link and get that. Absolutely. Dr. Loretta said, "Good job. Put people to work. Put the begging bowl down." What? I love it. Well, Nikki, that
is my goal.
Well, Nikki, Nikki.
Yes.
Thank you so much for standing in for me today. Thank you for showing up for me today. Thank you for being in all your regalia and all your glory. You look amazing. I'm so grateful to God to know you. I'm so looking forward to all the work that we will get to do in the future, because you're just so amazing, and I'm just glad to be connected to you. So you guys, I make sure that you are following Nikki. Make sure that you are supporting her work and the things that she is doing for the community and all of that. We need it. Tandra said, make sure you get the website for the earrings too. Why? We'll definitely get the website for the earrings. It's a done deal. Make sure we got that. So thank you again. We will be back here tomorrow, same time, same station, 7 to 7:30, with another amazing woman doing amazing things. Thank you guys so much for watching. watching. Have an amazing rest of your night.
And we're just glad to see you every day. Listen, just as much as we are honored for you. You're giving us this space. You're beautiful. We love who you are. You have so much energy, and you're giving people a space and a platform to be their great self. And if it wasn't for you, many of us wouldn't even see and understand how great we are. So we want to also give you your arms and your flowers and let you know that we appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing, boo, because this is just the beginning of so many more great things. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for watching. Bye, Jess.